Hello.
And we have come to the home run hitting part of the show. And yes, we're still going to call it He Said and She Said.
Tell me about that.
Well, what happened is he moved. Well, that's
All right.
pretty hard.
Tell me about that.
Well, what happened is he moved.
Mona, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Fantastic and beautiful and blessed. So,
Good.
if I'm not mistaken, Mona, see, last week, I believe or last episode, excuse me, was your topic, and it was a great topic. Get a lot of buzz on that. I think this week, if I'm not mistaken, is it on us over here for a topic?
No. Last week, your topic with MB being featured was about the thug issue.
The topic is going to be, why do certain genders only gravitate toward thugs or bad people when it comes to a relationship?
I had the perfect answer for that too.
Why do certain genders, and look, this is not, and I want to, we got to specify, this is not just about the classic, well, why do females, quote unquote, like bad boys? Because there's a lot of dudes that like shady females. Okay? So this is what you call gender neutral. Why do certain members of gender like bad people? Why are they attracted to them? And you can button hook it by saying, why do they seek relationships with them? Why?
Which I'm not going to recap.
No.
Recap
No. If you do want to recap that, I don't
have the energy.
Yeah. If you do want to recap that, go to that episode. It's all right there. Right.
Yeah. So I will go ahead and say a topic that I've been thinking of, and it's been several that I'm kind of like, but here's a good one. Do men sometimes bait women with the hope of having children with them, although they know they don't want them? I know couples that have gotten divorced because the truth eventually came out that really they didn't want kids, or maybe they couldn't have kids. But the woman, you have her in your life now, and she's, thinking she's gonna have this family with you, and she can't. Or what about couples that get together and both of them at the time say, no, we're not having kids when they get married, but then one changes their mind and then they want kids, and then all of a sudden, they're getting a divorce. So, one, do you think that men sometimes do that on purpose? Like, yeah, you can have everything you want, I just want you, and they promise all the stuff, and then they get married, and it's like, I don't want kids.
So watch this. The easy answer is, first of all, we have to be sure that when we say men, we're talking about the mature, upstanding, intelligent.
I didn't give an age today, and I'm not going to give an age. So grown man.
Right. So first of all, no grown actual man with any sort of brain cells that rub together are playing games like that now. But for what society would call a male or whatever, absolutely guys do that. Of course guys do that. Right. You know what we call it, or at least what we used to call it, is selling dreams. It's a dream. Come on, man. This is easy. What America, the United States of America, this corporation is the home of the con. So,
okay.
So each person.
It's the home of the con. Okay.
Yeah, it's the home of the con. It's the home of, whether it's a con game, whether it's a trickery, whatever. Of course, a guy with a female is going to lie and cheat and steal to get what he wants. Now, of course, and we'll deal with this maybe another episode, but of course, a female will go ahead and lie and con to get what she wants too. But one of the cons a guy will use is definitely the element of a family, whether he means that or not. So it's going to be on both to stop it. Now, how do both stop it? Well, it's very simple. First, the guy got to stop selling the dream if that ain't true. I mean, that would be nice. But then,
yeah.
But also, hi, ladies. How you doing?
Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
We are here for another PSA. I know. Here we are. Look. Understand again that most of individuals that will either approach you or you approach or you meet are not going to be what you want. And one of the things they're not going to want is what you want. You have to have a radar for lies. You have to have a radar for game. That is on you. You have
But
to
you
check
do
it out.
understand that that's hard to do when someone says, "Oh yes, I want kids." Oh yes. Oh yeah. What? You know what I'm saying?
I
But
got you.
or yes. Okay. So sometimes trickery and tomfoolery is all up in that, right?
Yeah.
So have you known a man personally that sold the dream of family and all this,
Have I
and then
known?
they get married and he's like, either he can't have kids. This is common. He can't
It's
even
very
have
common.
kids.
Look. Listen. And this is not to put down any one place, but from the place I'm from and from the place I've been, and I've been around this whole globe well over 3 occasions. All I've seen are trickery from guys and females and cats and minerals and dogs. So absolutely, there have been nothing but kind. Now, usually though, at least from what I've seen, you know, I've seen it go all the way to a what was called usually a more final relationship or whatever, but all the way to where it's in the heart of a legal marriage, that's been a little bit more rare, but it has happened. But again,
Yeah.
you know what? It goes back to what I know a lot of people, especially a lot of maps and pimps would say. You can't get played if you didn't want the game. In other words, you can't, I'm about to explain that. You can't get sold a dream unless it's a dream you got. What I'm getting at also, to translate that, you got to be able to think and not believe what somebody's selling off rip. Look, the key thing you said earlier was, well, what do you do when this guy is saying, yes, this is what I want? It's called investigate further and not just take somebody at their word. It's called.
Okay, first off, 10, no. First off, listen to this comment. If a man says, yes, I want children, blah, blah, and he doesn't tell you that he had a vasectomy 10 years ago, before he marries you, how do you investigate that?
Very, very easily, very easily. The first thing is when this guy is saying these things, now this is where this is going to be a painful thing to say. It's going to be up to you to be detailed and ask the questions, such as, have you had a vasectomy? Have you had these things happen? It is, you're the one that wants the family. You're the one that wants the family, and you're not just going to ride on some word of some dude saying that I want one and not know what you're getting yourself into. Buyer beware. We have contracts for buying cars. We have contracts for buying big items and all this buy stuff, all this materialistic stuff. But what's funny, we'll read the contract before we spend money, but we don't want to read some sort of contract or detail before we give our lives to people. That's not smart.
Okay.
Ask questions.
Okay. So what if you, both of you, you come into the relationship, you get married, and both of you agree, hey, I don't want kids, right?
All right.
But then later on in the marriage, one parent, the man or the woman is like, wait a minute, well, I changed my mind. I do want kids.
And this is where
how unfair do you think that is? How unfair do you think that is?
Well, I'm going to say it is unfair because that's where an individual is being slightly selfish, but they're also being organic. You knew this person. There's this thing called evolution. And evolution wasn't just from monkey to man or whatever that theory is. And I'll be personally, to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of that, but that's what that theory says. But evolution is also how we mature and evolve based off every situation we've ever had, from maturity levels, mental levels, experiential levels, all this stuff.
Okay.
So to look at this, that's where the heart of a relationship is at stake now. If this person and oh man, you're asking the right person. You're asking the right person.
I know.
Because a lot of the situations I've had,
I know.
a person will start out saying,
you don't have any children first.
Well,
so
no. I got
biological.
Whatever. It depends. It depends. No.
See, here we go. With you being from Mars. Here we go.
Listen. There's a whole bunch of individuals that have biological babies and all this stuff and are crappy parents versus those that don't have biologicals and are guy
I didn't
parents
say
and all
anything taken away from your
I know
ability
you
to be a guy daddy or anything else. I didn't even say that.
I know you didn't. What I'm
You just take it there. And that's the reason why he said, she say, be going all off the rails. Because here you go talking about I have many children. Okay, I'm just talking about biological. If you're in a relationship with a woman and the woman says she wants kids, you already told her you didn't want any. You already know the relationship is not going to work.
Absolutely.
So I'm talking about the trickery that people do, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. Sometimes
see,
it's not.
but
You
look.
evolve. I agree
Right.
with you on that point.
Right.
You evolve.
That's
I
it.
agree.
Well, not just evolution, but see, the thing is, in a relationship, I think a lot of people get into the relationships way too fast with not enough information. You want to jump in this thing. Most people get in a relationship because they're desperate anyway and they're selfish. They're at a down point of their life and they're like, well, I'm tired of being alone. Let me just jump at the first warm body that come along. You don't really know them. Then all of a sudden you get caught up in some stuff. That's your fault because you didn't take the proper measures or process to get to know someone. Now, I also say that to link to this, or actually it's also said to link to this. If you're going to be with someone, that conversation and that communication, those listening things, that's how you're going to be able to really understand the person you're with. So if this person comes to you saying, look, I know what I wanted in the beginning, but now I want something different, have the discussion. Have that discussion and have an open mind. Whoops, wrong planet for that. But have an open mind to the person and respect the person you're with. Say, listen, where did this come from? You know, what's going on? You know, what brought this along, or whatever. At least have a dialogue. Then go ahead and both of you as this thing called a partnership. Oh my, this thing called a partnership together. As you're doing this together, now you may be able to come up with something. Look, anything's a compromise. It could be a compromise.
Right.
Say, well, because you're at this point, we're not going to work, or because you're at this point, well, maybe there's something we can consider. Maybe we can adopt instead of biological. Who knows? Or because you're at this point, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and have a baby with you because I care about you so much. All of these things are possibilities, but only will happen if both people are working together.
Okay.
You know.
I hear you. I hear you. I do. And that was just something that was on my mind because you know, there are so many things in this world that I believe people don't take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, marriages nowadays, I mean, they're so flimsy. You know what I'm saying? They're very flimsy. And I'm saying flimsy because most people don't have unconditional love. And if somebody turns them off the wrong way or they do something, and I'm not talking to something as serious as infidelity or, you know, abuse or anything. I'm just talking about he chews too loud. He snores or, you know, anything like that. You know, I just really think that the more honest you can be with a prospective mate, the better. But that whole thing about having children, you know, like I was married before. I've been married more than once. So when I met my son's dad, I still was on that. I really don't want any kids, right? I was like, no, that's not really interest of mine. But after I saw how he was with his son was 3 at the time when I met him. He was such a great dad, and I was like, oh, okay, well, he's a great dad. So I changed my mind. You see what I mean? So it does happen. It does evolve, but it has to be a two-way thing. But yeah, and we decided that to have kids before we got married, you know, so it wasn't like a, you know, but you know, and even now, even though we're no longer married, we're still really good with co-parenting. And a lot of people need to think about that. That will be on a future discussion of he said, she said, co-parenting. So, you know, regardless of, that's something you really got to think about, regardless of whether your relationship works with the person or not. Just realize when you have a child with them, you got to deal with them for the rest of your life. We sometimes say when they're 18. No, because they're going to college. They're going to need things. They're going to get married. Both of you going to be at the wedding. They're going to have kids. Who grandma house, granddad house for Christmas? You know, hey, we got to think about those things. So coming to a he said, she said conversation near you soon. We're going to be doing that. So.
Oh yeah. The he said, she said is going to be a evolving encyclopedia and novel series of series. And there will be repeats. There's going to be a lot of part twos. This could be a part 2. Stay tuned for it. Also, just to put a button hook on this, and this is the thing that each person's got to kind of check internally. Don't be, if look, no one wants, it's funny that no one wants to get abused or played or conned or tricked. The easiest solution we can do, now we can't control what the other person does. The other person, they have their experiences and all this stuff, they have their set morality, whatever. We can control what we do. If you don't want to be played, don't want to be conned or tricked, be sure you're not playing, be sure you're not conning, be sure you're not
I
tricking.
agree.
Because if you do that, especially do that in a significant relationship of any kind. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a relationship with your mom, dad, sister, brother, friend, whatever the case may be. Any relationship that you kind of play around, I can guarantee you, yes, guarantee you that it will come to you, and we'll have yet another victim that feels that I call it a false victim. We'll have another false victim that's mad that they got played when they kind of deserve to. Because take a look at who you played. Boomerangs happen every day in more lands than Australia. Okay? So don't be the villain. Don't be the villain if you don't want to be the victim. All right? This was he said.
Wise words. Wise words.
So this was he said, she said. You know, stay tuned for more. And this was the Reach Circle Project and the Reach Circle Rap. We'll be getting back at you. All right. Later.
Bye, guys.
Attention Metro Detroit, this is Ashley Forrester for 2020 Vote for the Best Awards in association with Channel 4 WDIV Detroit. We are pleased to announce that the following businesses and groups are finalists for Vote for the Best Awards. They are the following: for Best Local Band is Roots Vibrations, for Best Cover Band is King Mellow Man and Mellow Runnings, for Best American Restaurant is Mr. Larry's Cafe. For Best Podcast is the Reach Circle Project. It is vital to vote for all of these finalists as they seek to gain more to give more back to you. Do not just vote for the finalists that you know or a few of these finalists. Vote for all of the finalists that once again include Roots Vibrations for Best Local Band, King Mellowman and Mellow Runnings for Best Cover Band, Mr. Larry's Cafe for Best American Restaurant and the Reach Circle Project for Best Podcast. All of these finalists must encourage all to vote for all of these finalists. You may vote for each of these finalists multiple times per day and as often as you like. To vote, go to clickindetroit.com and search for Vote for the Best 2020 Awards or go to the link https://www.clickindetroit.com/vote for the best/2020/06/01/vote for the best 2020 nominate now/vote now. Let's go Detroit.